We're back for another These Two Girls short shorts. I'm Cheyenne.
I'm Candy, and let's get into it.
Yeah.
So today's short is very special, guys, because we get to talk about something very special that happened recently. You want me to continue, or you want to go ahead?
I got engaged.
Cheyenne got engaged. Congratulations. Do we get a zoom in? Is there a zoom in? Is there a zoom in? All right. So yes, congratulations to Cheyenne. She recently got engaged, and we are going to talk about it and kind of show you guys some of the clips on how that went down. So,
Okay.
how do you feel? You're not an engaged woman. How does it feel?
It feels, it's exciting.
Okay.
I don't think I ever really thought about what it would feel like. So I don't know. I'm not a girly girl, so I didn't really think of all the things to, what it would be like.
Okay.
Like I knew how I didn't want it to be done.
Okay.
But other than that, I didn't really care. And even with the wedding planning, I don't know. But anyway, I always you ever seen those videos when girls get proposed to and they look like completely shocked, like they never imagined. And they're like bawling out of control because they never imagined, like it looks as if they never imagined that this person wanted to marry them. And I'm thinking, like, so you never had this conversation? You guys never talked about marriage and that was the plan? So for me, I was surprised that he did it then.
Okay.
But I wasn't, we talked about getting married. I knew he was going to propose.
Okay.
I picked out the ring.
You did. Good.
I did.
Okay.
We went and sat down like months ago, and I basically talked about what I liked and what kind of design I wanted, and that's what I got.
Okay.
And I ended up knowing when he was putting the final touches on getting the ring.
Okay.
So I expected it soon, but I didn't expect it that night when it happened.
So tell us about that night. How did it go down?
So we planned to talk to my parents. We talked to my parents earlier that evening.
Okay.
Right. My parents wanted to at least have a official conversation with him, before, just out of respect, traditional.
Definitely.
And it wasn't really like, I told him, I was like, look, you're not going there to ask my parents for my hand in marriage. Okay. This is not 1800s and I'm not property. Like we're going together to talk to them and let them know, listen, we've been dating and we're serious and we're looking towards the next step.
Okay.
And we're asking for your support. So that's how the conversation went. And my parents were supportive, asked a few questions and it went really well. And then
your dad didn't pull out his gun or anything?
My dad did not pull out his non-existent gun.
Okay, cool.
But we planned to go to dinner that evening. So I just thought this was just like random things. So I didn't look into it as the day that this was going to happen. So we were supposed to go to dinner with a friend of his. Okay. Who ended up filming the proposal. And that was the reason we went to dinner with him. So I, was getting dressed while he was there about to talk to my parents. And I'm like putting on jeans and a top and I'm in the room. Like, I don't even know why I was getting flustered that day because I wasn't really suspecting anything. But everything I put on, I was just like, this isn't it. I'm having a fat day. I'm just not, And everything I would show him, he's like, yeah, that's good. And I'm like, now that I look back, I said to him, like, if you had ever let me wear this outfit, any of those other outfits, I would have been highly upset.
Okay, that's good. Were your nails done, by the way?
My nails were in between being done. Yes.
Guys, just to throw this out there, if you are going to get ready to propose to your girl, make sure her nails are done. Okay? Just make sure her nails are done.
You know what? I recall that he kept asking me in the weeks before, like, when is my nail appointment? But I think it just came down to it where he couldn't really wait any longer based on resources and stuff. But he was asking.
So he was saying,
yes. So we were headed to this restaurant in Miami, and he's like, his friend is stuck somewhere. So I start to think this friend ain't really coming, you know.
Okay.
Then we stopped at his house, and we walk in the house, and his mother says, "Congratulations," and he like quickly like snaps back and answers her. Yeah, he like says something to her in Creole, and I'm like, you know, and then he says to me, "Oh, I told her we were talking to your parents today, so that's why she said congratulations."
Good bounce back.
And I believed him. I did.
Good bounce back.
I was like, okay, cool.
I'd have been
cool.
like,
But then I also saw the white cardboard box that the ring box came in, I guess, on his side table. But even then, I didn't. I was like,
didn't pick up on it.
I thought about it, and I almost text my sister like, "Girl, I don't know. I think something's going down."
Okay.
But again, I knew that he was in the process of getting the ring.
Right.
And also, this is how you can get in your own head. In my head, he was gonna propose when we went to Arizona. So even seeing that, I just thought he already got it, maybe. And then we were going to be going to Arizona at the end of the month. So I'm just like, all right, cool. So we head down to Miami, into Miami South Beach. So we went to this hotel called Faina Hotel.
Okay.
It has several restaurants. So we went to Los Fuegos. And the friend showed up late because he was stuck wherever. Okay. So then I just put the whole thing out my head, and we just had dinner. In the middle of dinner, so the other thing was that he had borrowed a camera from a friend of his, one of those DSLR X cameras, fancy. And he was like, "Oh, I want to take pictures." So that's why he was like, "Oh, get dressed up because we'll take some nice pictures." And he was, dressed up. So again, we're there playing around with this camera we don't know how to use. The friend comes, we're playing around with the camera. At one point, we're at the restaurant, we're in the outside part eating. They had a live band. We go into he's like, "Oh, let's go inside and see the band." So we go into the inside, and he's like, "You want to dance?" And he takes my hand. We start dancing to this, they're singing like Frank Sinatra type of music. Okay. And no one else is dancing.
Just you and him.
Just me and him.
Okay.
So again, for a moment,
you thought it was gonna happen.
I thought it was gonna happen then. Okay. But like I said, I knew what I did not want, and I did not want to be proposed to in front of a large audience.
Oh, really? No.
Yes, I didn't want a crowd.
I'm not surprised.
I would have been okay if we were just like sitting down together somewhere. Okay. And he just did it. Okay. But that's kind of tricky if you want footage of it. So
he was already aware of the type of style of proposal.
I had found a way months before that to kind of drop that in there, like, I'd rather it not be in front of a big crowd of people. Okay. And he was like, okay.
How would he have preferred it?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know exactly what he might have had before, but I just kind of slipped that in there.
Okay. FYI, just in case you're trying to marry me and propose, I just want to let you know. I don't like all them people.
So so we danced around, and then we went back out to eat.
And nothing.
So the night went on, and then now I completely put it out of my head. Okay. So now we're leaving. We're in the lobby of the Faina, and they have these really large like murals all across. So we let's take some pictures out here with the camera. We take some pictures, whatever. I even take the camera from him, and like, you and your friend go, let's take some pictures of y'all. And then he says to him, "Okay, take some on my phone." and he hands him the phone.
Okay.
Now the thing is too, the whole night the camera was just, we don't know how to use the camera, so a lot of it is fuzzy, a lot of it's blurry.
Okay.
Dark. We don't know. So
Okay.
he gives him the phone, and we walk back over to in the same position to take more of the same pictures to me. So I'm like, okay, let's go back over here. And as we're getting into pose, he's like, with a serious look on his face, he's like, "Can I ask you a question?" Ah! So that's why in the video I'm like, "Yeah, like, why are you so serious all of a sudden?" And then he's like, "Can I ask you a question?" And then as he's saying that, he goes down, and I'm like, "Oh, are you serious? You're doing this right now?" So the whole time I'm laughing because I'm like, wow, this is so funny that he's doing this
really
right.
Happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just giggling the whole time, like, wow, this is really happening.
As you can see in the video.
Yeah. And yeah, it was sweet. It was, it was great. I didn't, I suspected, and then I didn't suspect.
Okay.
So it really still ended up being a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
well, congratulations to you and Guy again. And so now that it's official and it's announced, everyone now knows, what have you started doing?
The stress has begun.
The stress has begun. Okay.
Girl.
Have you, within the last couple, because it's a recent engagement.
Yes, in August.
What have you started doing in terms of wedding planning? Are you putting it off for a couple years later? Are you doing this around the corner very soon?
No, girl. No, girl.
What is the plan for that?
So I had to wait a bit with the engagement because I had my test. So once I got that out the way and passed, I could see past the clouds again.
Okay.
So, recently I was able to set a date and book a venue for the reception.
And a venue?
For the reception, yes. We're trying to keep it very cost efficient.
I'm with you.
We're not
go into debt planning.
Not going into debt.
Okay.
Starting off your marriage in debt. Anything that this wedding is going to cost is going to be paid and done on the day of.
I like it. I'm with it.
Whatever we've been saving.
Save those coins for your marriage,
that's
sweetie.
It. So, honestly, I like I said, I was never one that really cared too much and had too many ideas in my head of what I wanted. Okay. So I'm pretty simple.
Good.
Okay. And what I want to spend money on is the vibe. I want to have a good DJ and to be able to have the people there so that we can have a good time.
I hear you.
That's the part that I'm concerned about. So, you just need a space as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Yeah. So let me dial it back a bit. Rewind. How did you and Guy meet?
Oh, we met online on Hinge. Yes, Hinge, the app that's meant to be deleted. That's the slogan for Hinge.
And now it has been
We both deleted it a long time ago.
Okay. So Hinge has been deleted.
Hinge has been deleted. Okay. And we met in a pandemic. We met last year.
Okay.
May.
Okay.
Right, in a pandemic, and we took a chance, and it worked out as far as I'm concerned. I think we can say it worked out.
So, seeing that you guys met online, you guys are now engaged, moving on to other things. To someone out there, a single man or a single woman that is trying to get into online dating, do you have any tips or advice for someone trying to move into that whole area?
Okay. I didn't like online dating. Okay. Right? I found for myself, I would get on there sometimes, and then I would get easily frustrated by the approaches that I was getting or the conversations that were being had. If you're on there, you can go on there for different reasons. Right. So if I was just on there very casually, then it was fine. But then sometimes when you're trying to make a deeper connection and then you're only linking up with people who are trying to keep it very casual, then it kind of, it's just not meshing well.
It defeats the whole purpose.
So you have to set your goal. Know exactly why you're on there and then you're able to weed through that way. Like, don't waste your time on things that you know is not for you.
Makes
right?
sense, right?
Just because the person's attractive or whatever. If they'll tell you in the beginning, and you can say in the beginning why I'm here.
What they're into, definitely.
So you can already tell if someone's inviting you over on the first hour that you're talking to, and that's not what you're there for.
Right.
Then next.
Right.
But if that's what you're there for, then good. Right. So you have to know what you're looking for.
Right.
And then just be patient, keep it light. Even if you're looking for something serious, be open to, okay, I might go on a date with this one and it might not be okay. It might not be the one. And then, just try to be patient and be consistent.
And what about safety-wise? Because I know that's a concern for a lot of people, right? Because there are a lot of weirdos out there, a lot of things happening. Say you're not ready to go on a first date with someone that you met. Like, what? When you first meet, we're going to meet guy in person. Like, what were some of the security measures that you put in place?
So, well, my sister was not in town at the time, but she always has my location.
Okay.
So I let her know, hey, this is what I'm headed to do.
Okay.
So, and then I was on the phone with her right up until I saw him standing outside my car. We met up in public and went for a walk and talked and stuff. But we had already become more familiar with each other before meeting in person.
Right.
We talked on video chat a lot, right? So that's one way. You have technology nowadays, use it. You can meet and talk over FaceTime, video chat, however you want for a while before you go out in person.
Right.
But I think sharing your location with someone, like I have other people who don't have the same phone as me, so they'll just send me their Google thing, and I can track them for the rest of the night and see where they are when they're going on dates.
That's good too.
So that's use the technology to keep you safe.
And even something as taking a picture of the license plate of the person that you're meeting, send your friend the license plate. And again, like she said, depending on whatever your reason is for meeting that person, so say it is just for hooking up, like say you're meeting them at, I don't know, like a hotel or something, send those deeds to a close friend.
Oh, yeah.
License plate, where you're going to be, maybe even taking a picture of them, like, here's a picture, here's your profile picture.
Send a picture of the person.
Send it to your friend, somebody that you trust. And that
safety first.
And ask them to check in with you, like check in at different times of the night, say, hey, you good?
Right.
You good?
Yeah.
You good? You home yet? You still good?
Right.
But
very important.
Very important. But yeah, so
it worked out. The online dating thing, I mean, we know there's lots of people we know that have met. And it worked out. And you know what I'm really happy about? I think this is what I always wanted, to meet somebody that I had no connection to, whether it was friend of a friend or somebody I knew from my past or whatever, that I just met and got to know organically from start without knowing anything about them. I was really happy that I couldn't believe that it actually happened.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's what okay.
Because I had always been in other relationships. Like my relationship before this was somebody that I had known from childhood.
Okay.
And it was, a lot of that. Okay. Other relationships were people I knew from work, from church.
Right.
That.
You just didn't want that anymore.
I wanted something clean that... We only ended up knowing one person in common by coincidence. Okay. And it wasn't even somebody that was close to either of us. Okay. So, works out.
It worked out. So there's hope, ladies and gentlemen. Kudos to Shine for sharing those details with us. I do have another final question. What would be your dream honeymoon?
Oh, on a beach somewhere. An island that I've never been to before. Okay. I'm thinking St. Lucia. Okay. But St. Lucia's kind of expensive right now. But whatever, we'll see. That's just in my head. But I want it to be more tropical themed and just be like a beach bum for a few days while exploring a new place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you have any planning helpful tips, website, books, resources, whatever, ways to save money, DIYs, like whatever you have that can help Shine during this time, the process of wedding planning, go ahead and send it to her, DM her. You can send it to her Instagram page, which is
Shy Brown 89.
89. You can also
Send it to these two girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking about making my wedding dress. Yes.
Making your wedding dress.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
We'll talk about it later.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. With that said, Shine, drop all the stuff, please.
Yes. Thank you for listening and continuing to support us. We are on
by yourself.
Yes, we are on Instagram at These2Gurls. That's these, the number 2, girls with a U. We're on TikTok, These2Gurls 954. We're on Facebook, These2Gurls. Email us, DM us. Our email is These2Gurls podcast@gmail.com. And we're on Twitter as well, These2Gurls pod. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on the notifications so that you know when we post a new video.
Yes.
That's all we have for you today.
You know how to sew?
Yes, I do.
All right. Bye, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya. Bye.